So, Gemini, I want to offer you a loving challenge for the month of July. There is something on the mind of every Gemini that seems like a problem that might be unsolvable, or like I have no idea where to even start. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And Spirit is like, there comes a point where your mind gets in the way of moving forward, where it's trying to solve every problem and it's trying to find all these answers. And it's kind of like, maybe I can't even go until I know exactly what I'm doing. And it's like, well, if we do that, then we'll never go. And what Spirit was showing me as I tuned into your energy was like a mouse in a maze. And the thing that they were showing me is, but this maze is open. It's like there's open lanes everywhere to get out of the maze, but there's a little bit of like, I'm locked into the maze. I'm thinking that I need to solve this. That's kind of what I'm feeling, Gemini. Do you know what I'm talking about? Also, hi, I'm Madeline. If you haven't been here before, I'm an intuitive reader. So as soon as I start tuning into your energy, Spirit starts talking for you. We are going to pull some cards. We're going to pull some cards and get some pretty pictures to help you validate what they're talking about. But I want to offer you a challenge for the month of July. When it comes to this, let's say, pick one big problem. Pick whatever it is that your maze, your mouse maze thing is. For this month, every time that thing pops into your head, like, oh, okay, yeah, let me, my mind is going to do its thing and just jump right onto its track of like, got to solve this problem, got to figure this out, got to like, dig. Every time that pops up, I invite you to take a real nice deep breath and remind yourself, just for the month of July, we're letting this rest. Spirit is like, you might be surprised how, as you unravel the stress and the strain and the anxiety around the thing itself, the thing begins to unravel on its own. And what they're showing me now is these walls in the maze kind of just falling over. And it's like, well, there's the cheese. It was right there. Damn. So take heart. Take a lot of heart, Gemini. There's something that you might think that you need to take care of or fix or figure out yourself, and it's bigger than you. And so you need to step into a bigger frame of mind. That's what Spirit is saying. Okay. Let's get into it, Gemini. As always, we are going to pull cards to look at the story of your month, anything from the recent past that we need to know as it pertains to the present and your unfolding future. And our goal is always to help you have the future that is most loving, peaceful, secure, abundant, peaceful, fun, etc. So Spirit, we want to know your guidance also for Gemini on how to do that. We want to know what is showing up for Gemini, themes, people, ideas, and we want to know, Spirit, how they can make the best of this month. Anything they need to know, landmarks, the climate around them. What is showing up for Gemini in the month of July, Spirit? And what do you want them to know or do about it for their highest good? Themes for the month of July for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, and Dominant People. And we will also pull a persona card to see how you are showing up and which qualities Spirit wants to kind of extra highlight or have you embody on purpose this month. So please, just one more, Spirit, for, wow, Gemini, that was easy. Okay. She jumped right out. Okay, let's see what we got here. Perfect. Gemini, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, for their highest good in the month of July. And I will pop your cards up right here so you'll be able to see what I'm, wow, gorgeous, what I'm looking at. Oh, I like that. A lot of major arcana here. Wow, a lot of major arcana here. I have shuffled these cards innumerable times, Gemini, and there is something happening this month where quite a few signs are getting these major arcana cards that talk about like kind of destiny and fate and turning points, big things, not these little things, 3 wands or whatever, like yay. No, these are big things. You're going through, Spirit is using the word metamorphosis. I'm going to jump right to your climate card, which is the moon. Things are in flux. There's a reason they're saying if you're trying to figure out the answers to this maze or this problem now, the truth is that you would find out later that you had come to like an incorrect or an incomplete, that's more the vibe, like an incomplete conclusion. So if you're rushing to like figure out what it is and get there, you might find that like, well, damn, if I hadn't been in such a rush, I would have realized this isn't even where I was trying to go. That's just what I'm hearing. So bide your time. I'm hearing bide your time, and I'm hearing count your blessings. And I want you to know that bide your time doesn't mean try to forget about this thing because it's not going to happen, or like it's going to happen a lot slower than you think. No, no, it's literally relax. You know what Spirit is showing me right now? This is crazy. This is a trick that people are trained in when they work in any kind of job where they may get kidnapped. We'll talk about it. When you are in any kind of position where you could get kidnapped, there are these tips and tricks, right? One of them is if somebody is tying you up, you want to tense your muscles as much as possible. Obviously, you want to be unobtrusive about this, right? But you want to tense up as much as possible so that when they're tying these ropes or this tape or whatever it is around you, they're taping it around a slightly larger version of you. Because then later, if they leave the room, you can relax, you know, kind of deflate, and then there's wiggle room. So Spirit is talking about you having wiggle room. You don't want to get, you want to relax. You want to exhale. You want to let go. And you may find that you are a little more free and have a little more room to maneuver than you thought that you did, okay? I love the way that Spirit talks. Okay, so love to see this. Knight of Wands, when Spirit is saying your brain, as wonderful and magnificent and quicksilver as that mind of yours is, Gemini, it's not where you're going to do your best work this particular month. Knight of Wands is passionate. They are excitable, they're excited, and people are drawn to them for the same reasons. It's like, wow, they really light up my life. Spirit says there is something that you want, and they want you to commit to that. So not getting it right now or not figuring it out quite yet does not put your commitment to that thing in question. Okay? This is a temporary relax, let go. That's what I'm hearing, okay? Now, I just love the way that Spirit comes through because it never ceases to amaze me how they echo what they've already said in the intuitive message via the cards. So sitting in your past, recent past / point of reference is the Four of Wands, home, family, nice, warm, sturdy foundation. Lots of love here. We did also just, it hasn't been too long since Gemini season, so I wouldn't be surprised if there hadn't been some recent parties or celebrations. And some of you, I feel like, I don't know if it's like a literal promotion or, oh, you got the job, but I feel like celebration around you for you, which is lovely. Now in the present, number 0, the Fool. Spirit is saying Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That's really funny. But that's what they're saying. So some of you will like know that movie and relate to that movie. You're on a big adventure. Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands seems like they would ride like a really cool bicycle. Pee-wee's bike. Anybody know what I'm talking about, or am I showing my like geriatric millennial roots here right now? Okay. The Fool. Go forward. You don't need to know. You don't need to know every step. And getting in over your head is not a death sentence. It's not a negative. It's a symptom of doing something you've never done before. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's okay. That's natural. You'll know more what you're doing in a few hours or a few days or whatever, right? So I feel like there's a little bit of release yourself from this chokehold of like perfectionism or like wanting to be kind of irreproachable is what I'm hearing. It's like there can't be any flaws, or like I really want it to be perfect. No such thing. Unfortunately, right? We're all pursuing it. We all have it in our mind as like this perfect form. And then when we get into real life, it's a little bit clunkier or a little bit slower, a little bit whatever. The point is it yours? Did you make it? Are you having fun? Are you having fun? That's really important. Are you having fun along the road of your life? If you are not, then you might be holding on a little too tightly to like what you think should be happening or where you think you should be by now or whatever. And Spirit is like, life is long and short. The most important thing is that you are having fun and doing, you know, little experiments that feel fun to you. Let me try this. I want to try that. You know, Spirit is using the word, it's funny because, of course, the mouse and the maze, and now they're talking about scientists, but they're like, scientists, if they are ethical and if they really love their work, they're not trying to get data that matches their hypothesis. They have a hypothesis and then they're trying to figure out what the data is really saying. So I feel like there's a little bit of you got to let go and just go forward, because it's almost like trying to grind things into place instead of just letting things flow. You don't need to know everything, and things will reveal themselves as you go. I love to see, sitting in the future, temperance, a more moderate approach, a calmer approach, taking it easy and trusting the process is something that Spirit is saying. So don't be surprised if, like they said earlier, as you go on your fool's journey of like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out, and releasing this need to be like, I know exactly what I'm doing, and it's going to be like this. Like, nope, I'm kind of just figuring it out. Knight of Wands and the Fool have a lot in common. Like, you ever think about how tarot cards would get along at a party? It's like the Knight of Wands and the Fool would probably have a lot to talk about and could probably really appreciate like each other's enthusiasm and willingness to be brave and to figure things out and make it up as they go. That's what I'm hearing for you. I'm also want to say with temperance, whenever I see that, check on how you're treating your body. Are you like, temperance is moderation and it's ease and it's balance. So are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating enough things that have seen the sun? If you're feeling maybe a little run down in your energy, now would be a good time to be like, oh, I did drink a lot last month or whatever. And like, maybe I need to tone it down a little bit, or maybe I need to moderate this habit. Okay. I also want to say with that, don't like go hard. This is the opposite of go hard. Okay. This is go softly. This is listen to your body. No all-nighters, moderation. Okay. And you might be surprised if you give yourself like, okay, I'm giving maybe I want to try to work on this thing marathon for like 12 hours a day. But I find that if I give myself this teeny tiny little 30-minute or 2-hour or whatever is like reasonable for you, this window to work on this thing or think about this thing or journal on this thing or whatever, that you might find that like, wow, like Spirit was saying, as I let go of trying to make something like fit through a like shape, and I just let this thing be what it is, I find that, oh, it fits and it slips right through and it's done. So less work, better result. Sounds nice to me. Sounds like a win-win. Your guidance, judgment. I alluded to this earlier. Trust this. Saying I've committed to accomplishing this goal or reaching this milestone or whatever this is for you, because every Gemini is going to have something different. Whatever it is that you've been like wanting to create that is at the end of your proverbial maze, can you just tell yourself that like, yes, I'm committed to this. And that means that I'm not measuring it like by did I get there this week or today or this month. I'm committed. Am I still committed? Yes. Am I still moving in that direction? Yes. If I need to stop or slow down or take a nap, is that okay? Yes. Things are moving, things are shifting. The Hermit shows up as the hopes and fears position. And Spirit is saying a lot of you want to stand out for the way that you see the world. Like, this is my perspective, this is my wisdom, this is the well-earned opinion that I've gathered through lots and lots of like personal research and data and walking through life as a hermit, one trying to find their own light. And maybe you're a little afraid of, it's like, yes, I want that, and that is going to come with stuff. It's great to be seen and to stand on our own 2 feet and be known and appreciated for what we do, and that comes with the flip side, right? That usually does. And so it's normal and okay for you to have fears about perhaps standing out or being out on a limb like the Fool is. If you are committed, I mean, that's a great question. Spirit's like, yeah, well, okay, let's just pretend what is the worst that could happen. And are you committed enough to this thing that you're like, I would deal with the very best outcome and the very worst outcome. I would be willing to accept either of these because I want this that badly. It's that level of commitment, you know, like till death do us part. When you're like marrying a person, like, oh, I fucking love you. I'm willing to go to the fucking pits with you. I'm willing to be sick, poor, whatever. We're in this. You know what I'm saying? That's what Spirit's talking about. It's that level of judgment style commitment. Like, I feel a calling. Sitting in the key position, Two of Wands, you're at a crossroads. It's up to you. It's up to you. And I feel like you can get where you want to go. How committed are you? And how committed are you to treating yourself lovingly, kindly, patiently through the whole process, no matter how fast or slow or straight to the point or meandering that it is? What are you committed to no matter what? And if you will keep yourself attuned to that as you foolishly, Knight of Wandsily, wander forward and stumble into greatness, well, then that works, doesn't it? So know what you're committed to, stay committed to that, and let that kind of determine your pace and your path. That's what Spirit is saying. If you're putting your eyes on like the fucking cheese, the lower form of reward or nourishment, it's going to keep you in the maze. But if you're aware that there's more beyond what's in the maze, ooh, it's available to you. How's that sit on you, Gemini? Very curious to hear. Let me know. Like if you like, dislike if you didn't. Totally helps. I appreciate y'all being with me here. And if I don't see you before then I hope I will see you in your mid-month reading. Bye, Gemini.